So do you know what we're going to talk about today? No? Well, we're here to tell you. He's Twan, I'm Fro, and we're here to tell you what you need to know.
Or what Fro thinks you need to know, because we're going to talk about his top picks today. So,
stay tuned.
So right now we're going to ask Fro what his favorite deck is. So tell me, Fro.
My favorite radio, I was going to pick what he picked last week, so I'm going to have to take one step back, and it's actually what I own, and that is the Kenwood DDX 9903S. It has every single feature Twan mentioned last week, minus the Garmin navigation. It is truly a phenomenal radio.
He doesn't live out in the sticks like I do, so he's a city slicker.
That's right.
So he doesn't need the Garmin nav.
That's true. I do have an alternative, though. If you are not a fan of Kenwood, I would take a look at the Pioneer AVIC 8200 NEX. It has almost all the features that Kenwood has. It's a really good radio and a great solution if you happen to be not a Kenwood fanboy.
Next up, we're going to ask Fro what he likes on single-din radios.
Single-din radios, my first choice is actually an Alpine CDE HD 149BT. It's probably got the most features as far as audiophile needs go than any other radio. If I have to pick an alternate choice, I'm going to pick what he picked last week and say the Kenwood KDCX 701.
I got to add, there is something really cool about that Alpine deck, and it's the BioLite display. It's got the all-black background with the white lights on there. It's not ever going to wash out. That is one thing I do find really cool about that deck, but just FYI. All right, so next up, we're going to ask Fro what he likes for processors.
Processors. My favorite processor is the JL Audio Tweak 88. Is a fantastic piece. The only downfall to the Tweak 88 is it's only RCA in and RCA out, so you made another piece and it's properly. But it also comes with a parametric EQ, which by far and away is my favorite EQ over a graphic EQ. It's got tons of settings. It's even got what's called valet mode. So if you set this thing up and you have to have your car parked or take a mechanic, you can shut it off so they can't play with it.
Don't touch my radio. You will die.
That's right. And if I have to pick an alternative, a more affordable version, I will take the Audison Bit 10. It's definitely by far away the most affordable processor we carry. And it's a fantastic solution if you just want an entry-level processor.
And they got a pretty nifty little display that you can buy as a separate piece or buy it as a package. It's pretty slick, too.
That's true.
I do like that. All right. Next up, we're going to talk about amps. What do you like, Fro?
My favorite amp line is JL Audio XD amplifiers. I think they're the cleanest sounding. One of my favorite part about XD amplifiers is they have the most amps I know of in a single lineup. Anything from a monoblock to an 8-channel. Tons of solutions and a very small footprint. If I have to pick an alternative, I'm going to go with the Rockford T-Series amps, but they got to end in AD if it's a 4-channel amp. Because, man, they sound amazing and they make an incredible amount of power. Problem is, they're big.
You need some real estate in your ride.
That's right, you do. If you got the surface area to put these are truly monster amplifiers.
Next up, we're going to talk about speakers. Actually, just Fro is.
Yeah, my favorite speaker is the Focal Flax line of speakers. They're not super expensive. They're not super cheap, but they are incredible sounding speakers. If I had to choose something else, I would probably choose Hertz Energy line of speakers. They're incredible sounding and even cheaper.
Next up, we're going to talk about bass. We're going to see what type of subwoofers Fro likes.
That's right. And believe it or not, my favorite subwoofer in the store is a JL Audio 10W6 V3. Like the 12, it's just as burly and beefy. It's a massive subwoofer, sounds amazing, but I prefer the 10 because it's a little snappier. If I had to have a second choice, it's going to be the Rockford Fosgate P3 10-inch subwoofer. Also super beefy, also super loud, not quite as clean sounding, but you can beat the tar out of them. So if you have any questions about any of these products we've talked about today, feel free to stop by any of our stores. We have 4 of them. It is Salem, Aloha, Clackamas or Portland, however you want to say it, and of course us in Gresham.
Remember, each store has its own Facebook page. Like them, like all of them, whatever you want to do, check us out. Also, if you're on YouTube, smash that like button.
Smash it.
We'll see you next time.
Have a great day.